How can someone be shot and for 3 kilometers or even more, it is 1 inch chasing the suspects and there is no police?
Can we have a report on the killings? Because you have even been investigating. Nobody has ever reported about Jaja Ichuli. Nobody has reported about who again was shot. A number of them. We want a report on the floor.
Where is security? If a murder in a capital city can happen, and for 3 kilometers, there are no soldiers, there are no policemen, yet when the leader of opposition reports at war, every minute there is another clan of security people that are reporting, military, police, prison, everywhere, SFC.
Omusumba ye n'asaba n'agamba bagawugule gagende wakumuluma 13
gavumenti yatumukuzanira ku mitwe
era mbyagalira ne pulezidenti wange
betwasaba bajje batusabire tebakoze eki tebalabise
tugenda kwekalakasa paka eza paka bulira.
I want to welcome you to this morning session. Honorable members, on rather a sad note, on Sunday with a deep sorrow, the news of the murder by shooting of the head of the Indiga clan of Buganda, that is Engineer Daniel Bossa Roma. I want to call upon the relevant security agencies to thoroughly investigate the cause of this incident. And in addition, we need to ensure that police make sure that all the CCTV cameras that have been installed around are operational. We may be just looking at their CCTV cameras when they are not working. We want to urge these people to ensure that the CCTV cameras are all working so that we can be able to follow it up and see where was this incident and where did it start from, where did they start following him from. And I want to plead with the Ugandans who can be able to afford CCTV cameras equally to put cameras around their homes. But government should also come with an incentive by reducing the cost of the CCTV cameras so that everybody should be able to have the CCTV cameras.
Government committed itself to Parliament that they are going to implement and put cameras everywhere. And remember, in the last Parliament, it was supposed to be done in phases. So the question I wanted to ask the Prime Minister is, when is the last phase being done? Because there are still very critical areas that do not have cameras up to date. And yet, we agreed here in Parliament that all areas would be covered, but in phases, because the budget was inadequate at that time. So when are we concluding this whole process to have all the critical areas and roads with the cameras in the country?
First of all, are working. And then we now go on to a rollover for the next. Prime Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I want also to add on my voice to condole with the people of Ndiga clan for the loss of our brother. We pray that may his soul rest in eternal peace. All that is said on behalf of the government of the Republic of Uganda and the Office of the Prime Minister. We are sorry for what happened, but I know the culprits, since we have some, even the rest will be God. Right, Honorable, about the issues on the issue of cameras, I'm going to call the Minister of ICT and National Guidance to give us a brief.
Internal Affairs.
Sorry, Internal Affairs. Of course, they are working together with ICT. Okay, Internal Affairs. He will come and give us a brief on how far, how much area has been covered and what is remaining. Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, my concern goes to the death of Engineer Daniel Bossa, the leader of Ndiga clan. Right Honorable Speaker, you have guided that the responsible department should do thorough investigation, and I concur with you. But Right Honorable Speaker, the ministers responsible should also come in this parliament and give us update, because we have been having various killings of Jaja Uchuli, the minister, but we have never got any update. I think it would be procedure right, the minister responsible, specifically Minister for Security, Minister for Internal Affairs, comes before this parliament, and at least we get an update in that line.
Can we have a report on the killings? Because you have even been investigating. Nobody has ever reported about Jaja Ichuli. Nobody has reported about who again was shot. A number of them. We want a report on the floor.
And lastly,
Just as Engineer Daniel has been shot, is the same way any of us can be shot. Yes.
On your communication about the death of the Ndiga clan leader, I saw initially part of the security blaming the borders who chased the suspects and killed some of them. But for me, my issue, and I think colleagues who are responsible for security should help us understand, how can someone be shot and for 3 kilometers or even more, it is 1 inch chasing the suspects and there is no police. There is no ISO, there is nobody in the middle, in the city, Kampala. The murder happens and 1 inch are the one who's chasing and doing broad daylight because he was shot before 6. But he's 1 inch chasing the suspects. And because of their anger and lack of training, they did what they did. So can we be told, where is security? If a murder in a capital city can happen, and for 3 kilometers, there are no soldiers, there are no policemen, yet when the leader of opposition reports at war, every minute there is another clan of security people that are reporting, military, police, prison, everywhere, SFC. So why are they not there when people are vulnerable and helpless? But they rush very quickly where the leader of opposition is inspecting, is doing his oversight work.
But we also want to thank the civilians for being vigilant. All of us should be vigilant. What those people did by chasing these people for 5 kilometers, they did a very good job. Dr. Bed.
Madam Speaker, we have lamented a lot on the issue of gun violence in this country. And we don't have any more time to continue lamenting. Madam Speaker, I want to move that we have a substantive motion in this parliament to debate and discuss and resolve on the issue of gun violence. Because you see, receiving these reports and investigation which never come, and we will continue experiencing more death through gun violence. So I would like to know whether if it is not procedurally right for us to have a substantive motion put in this House and debated, and then we see how we can resolve and sort out this issue of gun violence once and for all. That's a procedural matter I want to raise, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable matter, put the House on notice. As per Rule 56, put the House on notice. You're a member of this House. It is not a procedural matter. Eh?
Madam Speaker, I am more than willing to bring that motion in this House.
Okay.
So that we
Honorable
discuss
Chivombe.
this issue of gun violence once and for all.
Honorable
Thank you.
Chivombe.
On behalf of members of Parliament from Buganda, we pay our condolences. We have lost so many in this country. And Right Honorable Speaker, for quite some time I was the Shadow Minister for Internal Affairs. And I tried to follow the matters in this country. Even when we are going to move a motion, after the death, I think, of Mr. Kawesi, the President of Uganda came to this Parliament and addressed a session of Parliament and outlined 10 solid 10 measures that were to be taken. At the end of it all, he pledged that murders will be no more. I can't remember how many motions have been moved in this Parliament on murders, but they have continued. Even where we are praising the public for pursuit, Right Honorable Speaker, we need to further investigate that, because one, a possibility of cover-up in that pursuit when we are going to capture the assailants, so that that case dies at that point, can also be executed in mob justice and complicates matters of investigation. But Right Honorable Speaker, no single case has been brought exhaustively. Even the one of Kagezi, it is only recently that we are seeing actual people being brought to book. So we are losing so many people, Right Honorable Speaker, that we may now reach a level where we demand that the President of Uganda comes back. We request, implore him to come back to Parliament to account for the 10 measures that were undertaken. And why? After the implementation, and we have allocated billions of money in cameras, billions of money in classified expenditure, billions of money, yet our people continue to die.
Auditor General's Office, we need a report for us to know what is happening.
Right Honorable Speaker, you had given cameras as one of the measures to curb insecurity. As Parliament, when we debate, we should try at times to give solutions. Don't you think it is high time as Parliament to look into taxes which are imposed on cameras, that there comes a time when cameras are not taxed, such that they can
and
be...
I said it. I said it.
Right Honorable Speaker, in the same vein, there are several police posts which are removed of recently from different areas of the country. Isn't it high time that the Minister of Internal Affairs, General Kahindo Tafire, restores such police posts in different areas of the country, such that they can also help the curbing of the insecurity?
Honorable Speaker, in your communication, you have hinted on several critical matters. I want to firstly join you in condoling with the family of the late now, Dr. Engineer Daniel Bossa, who's been the head of the Ndiga clan. Honorable Speaker, we have had so many unresolved murders in this country, and Ugandans increasingly get agitated. They're now taking matters in their own hands. I don't think that's a place we want to be at. This mob justice is actually not mob justice, it's mob action. These are people saying, we don't trust that the killers will be brought to book, let's deal with them ourselves. Once this becomes prevalent, even innocent people along the way could suffer. I'm glad, Right Honorable Speaker, you have directed the Minister of Internal Affairs to bring a report to this House. Maybe you'll guide the duration when that should happen on all these unresolved matters, so that we know, and so that the country gets to know what's happening, and whether or not people should keep doing what they're doing, which is improper. But we need some kind of assurance from government. What is the latest? What is happening with these investigations?
Ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga Uganda byewuunyisa. Kibi nnyo nti ebifo ate ebirimu ebyokwerinda eby'amaanyi ate mwe muli ekitta abantu n'obusambattuko. Ekibuga Kampala bw'okitunuulira ebikolwa byonna ebyekita abantu mu ngeri ey'ekyeyonoonere bibadde mu Kampala na Wakiso. Mpozi ne bino ebyebijambi ebyali e Masaka ng'ate era byonna kumpi olaba nti bibuga. Era enzita y'abantu erabikiddwa nga y'emu, abantu bafa masasi, ababata batambulira ku pikipiki, babatira mu maaso ga kamera, mu bitongole ebyokwerinda we biri ebingi ennyo, nga n'abasirikale oboolyawo basiiba batambula balawuna emisana n'ekiro mu ttuntu. Kaakati bisigala byewuunyisa nti gavumenti erabika terina kigendererwa kimalirawo ddala kitta abantu mu ngeri ey'ekyeyonoonere. Omuntu omu bw'atyo okufa mu mawanga amalabufu ebeera loosi nnene nnyo eri eggwanga, era kireetera ne gavumenti abakungu baayo okuwanika okulekulira obuyinza kubanga baba balemereddwa okukuuma abantu ne bannayuganda ng'ate bwe buvunaanyizibwa obusookerwako gavumenti. Kino kikolwa kibi nnyo, naye nga n'ekisingira ddala nti ababikola nabo tebateekebwa mu musana kubanga y'ensonga lwaki poliisi tevangayo kuwa ripooti. Poliisi ng'erina detective cameras, nga detective cameras zino ziriko control room, era nga ssaawa 24 zituulako omuntu ku desike ku kompyuta. Nze nsuubira gavumenti erina okunnyonnyola okunene okw'enjawulo okusingako kuno kwe yandiwadde okw'ebigambo obugambo lwaki abantu batibwa mu ngeri y'ekyeyono. Kamera yo gizeetaagisa, naye nsuubira kamera nazo zikwata mu bantu be baba baagadde. Kamera zikwata abantu abo ebifaananyi byabwe nga gavumenti eyagadde obbakwata, kubanga ebitundu byonna ebibaddemu obusambattuko buno bibaddemu cameras, era abantu batibbwa mu maaso ga cameras. So tosobola kuŋŋamba nti tubunye kamera ng'ezo eza security esobola okumulisa kilometers nga 3 ku 4 ku 5. Kaakati bw'olaba ow'ekitiibwa omutaka we yatibbwa, kamera weziri awo wonna mu bitundu byonna ebyo, so tosobola kuŋŋamba nti bbula lya kamera lye lireetedde abantu okuttibwa. Nze nsuubira gavumenti y'endagajjavu mu nzirukanya y'emirimu gyayo.
Omusumba ye n'asaba n'agamba bagawugule gagende wakuuma 13.
Naye gavumenti lwakimukuganyira ku mutwe.
Era mbyagalira ddala pulezidenti wange
be twasaba bajje batusabire tebakoze eki tebalabise.
Tugenda kwekalakasa paka eza paka bulya.